Hi, I'm Professor Elizabeth Marsh. Welcome to the class, Strategic Storytelling and Digital Content Creation. This is the first lecture, which is for the first module, which is called The 6 Stories You Need to Know How to Tell. Um, I'm not really sure that this module particularly needed a PowerPoint because we're essentially going to talk about the first 3 chapters of the book, and I think that the first 3 chapters of the book are pretty self-explanatory. On the other hand, I want you to kind of know a little bit about me, or at least know me a little bit. And one of the ways you can do that is to hear my voice. So that's what this is, an introduction of me to you. Why? Is a really big question that I've been trying to answer for about 19 takes now of this very simple slide. Let me give it one more shot. Why storytelling? Well, storytelling or brand storytelling has become such a popular tool that it's become almost a parody of itself. I have plenty of cartoons, and I can probably even find a meme or two that speaks of brand storytelling with a rather ironic eyebrow. But the fact is that brand storytelling is really important, and storytelling is really one of the best ways that you can get across what your brand is, what it means, uh, what things you want to do in a believable, realistic manner. So I'm asking you to come on this journey with me. I'm not going to guarantee well-voiced slides because, as we see, that's becoming quickly not my strong suit. But I'm going to give it my best shot. So let's continue. I didn't have a book for this class for the longest time, but over this summer, I was reading this book, The Story Factor, and I was really struck by the way Annette Simmons deals with stories, specifically in a strategic communication context. One thing I really liked, because we have all dealt with skeptical groups or difficult committees or difficult group projects, which there are none that I know of in this class, so yay. Anyhow, but we've all dealt with skeptical groups, and I really like the way, right in the beginning, she said, listen, when I talk to people, they're often skeptical of storytelling. They think it's just another buzzword. And this is how I use storytelling to undercut what I know to be the obvious resistance that I get all the time. And I found that to be like invaluable, probably worth the whopping $10 I paid for the story, it's for the book itself. But she also covers a lot of other really great aspects of telling a story. And of course, one of those is the 6 stories you need to tell, which is what this module is about. So you can find the list of the 6 stories in the book, and she explains to you really well what they are, but we'll go through them very briefly. Who am I, right? Which is probably one of the stories you should be using for your introduction, for your first assignment, which is your introduction. The who am I usually goes with why am I here? And I also want to hear both of those things. I want to hear who you are and why you're here, but I want to hear it in the context of a story. Um, I hate vision and mission statements, uh, but the vision is perhaps best stated palatably when you tell a story about it. When I have a concrete thing to relate the vision to, and not those, I mean, we've all seen dreadfully ineffable, not ineffable, but sort of, I don't know, fruity out there vision statements that are so generic, like you have no idea what they mean. And that's when I say I hate vision and mission statements, that's what I mean. But if it's concrete, if I have an idea that there's really something that you believe and you can tell it to me in a story, then you have me. Teaching, I teach with stories, perhaps because sometimes I like to hear my own voice, but teaching with stories gives students or the other people in the room something to hang on to, something to remember, because stories are easier to remember than a list of facts. I'm sure if my organic chemistry teacher had been able to tell me about organic chemistry reactions as a story, um, I might be a doctor. So maybe it's okay that he didn't. But anyhow, teaching's easier with stories, values in action, corporate social responsibility is another thing that's really popular. And in order to have corporate social responsibility to work for strategic communication, you have to know how to tell the story without sounding smug. And so values in action, one way to do that. And last but not least, I was talking about how to sort of anticipate objections. The I know what you are thinking story covers that. Anyhow, I'm really looking forward to the discussion this week because it's about, when I was reading it, I was like underlining sentences and underlining sentences, and I wanted to talk to someone. So guess what? This is my opportunity because I get to talk to you, although a little bit asynchronously. I'm hoping that I will see at least some of you on Wednesday. I think I've said from 6 to 8, which means that I will be on at 6 and I will get off at 8. You can arrive anytime in there and talk to me. And I sort of a first come, first serve. Although if other people are asking your questions, it's all great. If nobody shows up, I will still be somewhere nearby between 6 and 8. So if I notice you're there, or I'll turn my speakers up and you can say, hey, hey, professor, I'm here, right? Then I'll respond. Which is all to say that this is the end of my first PowerPoint for a module that probably didn't need a PowerPoint. But I hope it's given you some sense of who I am and what I value and what I'm going to sound like in your ear, sadly, for the next 16 weeks. So, you guys take care. As I said, I am really excited about sharing all of the stuff in this class with you and having you teach me as much as I teach you, because that, after all, is graduate school. And let's go have fun. This class is fun. I guarantee it's fun. If you're not having fun, you're not doing this class right. Talk to you later.